Welcome back to another BRG Motorsports profiling video. Today we're looking at Mike Walford's 1964 Chevrolet Impala. Now it's all original. This project has been in the making for many years. Mike was not the original owner, but when he bought the car, it didn't look anything like this. The car has had a complete paint job and a frame replacement. Chad and Nathan's job is to take this Impala and get it running, stopping, and driving like it did when it came off the showroom floor. Check it out. It's a good build. Even though the car had sat for years with gas in it, Nathan was able to save the original carburetor. Just got towed in by John McHugh. It's been sitting for about 3 years. And our job is to put it back together, get her running good, get the brakes working, get everything working. It's going to be one of Chad's projects. It'll be fun.
Alright, this is a 1964 Impala SS, all original. It was just brought into us. The original owner brought it in. It's been sitting for about 4 years with gas in it. It doesn't start, and the brakes don't work. So we've got a list of things that he wants to get done to it. It's absolutely 100% original. The thing is absolutely beautiful. It has all the original SS badging on it. Original rims. Convertible. You just don't see too many of these that haven't been chopped up and turned into some kind of custom lowrider or something. Dash does have an aftermarket steering wheel been put on the bottom, but other than that, the car is just extremely clean. The seats, the chrome trim, steering wheel, door panels. There's no cracking, there's no sun fade. SS badging, just absolutely just awesome. Door closes so easy. This car has obviously been very well taken care of. We're going to get it back to being roadworthy. Get it back to running and driving. Alright, so we just opened the hood on this thing, and
It's got the old,
as we can see, it is
stuff.
100% original in here. It's got the original 327, 290 horsepower valve covers, ram horn manifolds. It has the original fan shroud and radiator.
This is what you used to have to put on to get it to pass smog.
Really?
Yeah. Holy trucks, this thing's amazing.
It does have its own junk. I don't know if I'm a cooling system, but that's to be expected for sitting in the time it's been on. I already did. It's hard to tell. It's so dark, you know. It's got the original short water pump, the Chevy performance head without the accessory bolt holes. Looks like it's got a
tells us it's got a quadrajet carburetor on it. Original GM intake manifold. Small box on it. That is a 4-jet. That's a Rochester 4-jet right there. That's not a quadrajet. It's a 4-jet. It's gonna need to be rebuilt from the looks of it. Yeah, it's got like a few little bits of. Stick your head down there and smell that. No, thank you. I'm good. Been sitting for about 5 years, according to his note. And going through it and get it going.
The next step was to get the car in the shop, get it up on the lift so Chad could go through and do as much of a comprehensive inspection as we could. We didn't have a budget to go with, so we weren't really sure how much detail the customer was interested in doing. In going over the car, Chad found that there was no lack of things to do. Basically, all the rubber components needed to be changed out. When a vehicle gets to this age, you don't want to take chances on things like rubber brake hoses and other critical items made out of rubber. When Chad got the car running, the car idled really well, but it wouldn't take throttle, which really wasn't a big surprise. We knew that there was a lot of slag buildup in the carburetor from the old gas evaporating. What happens is it plugs up all the small orifices in the carburetor, not letting the fuel get to where the fuel needs to go. That's Nathan's job, to straighten out that carburetor using a special BRG process that helps us bring back old carburetors, and it's been quite successful with many others. This is the old nasty carburetor after it had gone through the BRG cleaning process, then sonic cleaned for about 6 hours. All new gaskets and rubber bits. You'll see later in the video how nice and smooth and good throttle response this carburetor has now. As you can see from the pictures, here is the cooling system, and it was another challenge. It was the original radiator. It was a beautiful copper core, but unfortunately age had taken its toll and it needed to be replaced. We found this weird sludge throughout the whole cooling system. Fortunately, it wasn't too hard to clean out. With new radiator hoses, heater hoses, fresh load of 50/50 antifreeze, the system's ready to rock and roll. Last but not least, the brake system. The brakes plainly just didn't work. Wheel cylinders were leaking, brake master cylinder was dry as a bone, brake shoes had been put on backwards, brake springs installed incorrectly. It was a simple mess. We replaced everything. Brake hoses, brake drums, wheel cylinders, brake master cylinder, brake shoes, brake springs, everything. Now, when you go hit the brakes, it'll stop on a dime, give you 9 cents change.
All right. Good morning, Mark. Just want to give you a quick video tour of what we got going on here. We got this morning, after we got the carburetor installed yesterday, and we still are waiting on the new fuel line to come in because the fitting is so badly damaged that I can only turn it using vice grips. But I was able to get the fuel up there to it, and yesterday we did the oil change on it, put the new oil filter adapter in there so we got the new spin-on style filter. And this morning I cranked the motor over, got a little bit of fuel up to the carburetor, 2 pumps on the accelerator, set the choke, and the thing fired right up, just smooth as can be. So as you can see, the thing is just running real smooth right now. We got the new radiator in there, we got the fan, we got the new belts on it, we got the new radiator hoses, we got the new heater hoses. All this stuff is just so deteriorated. All been replaced, all been freshened up. So it's just burning like an absolute kitten. So still running nice and cool. We don't have much heat left in the radiator yet, but the system's under pressure, which is good. And we got all this is your new master cylinder, and got the new fittings installed. We got the pedal height adjusted, and we're still waiting for the one brake nose, the rear one, to go through the center of the system. But the front has all new brake noses, new drums, has new wheel cylinders in it, new shoes, new hardware. The backing plates have all been taken off and cleaned and greased and rebuilt. Everything is just working real smooth. So I get a throttle here. Before it wouldn't take throttle at all. It would start, run kind of rough, but now it's just super smooth. Takes throttle, everything. Just real nice. So, anyway, just a quick update, and I'll take another video a little later when I get the car up in the air and see if I can go over all the brakes and backing plates and all that cool stuff with you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, here we are for round 2. The new brake hose just showed this morning. This is for the center rear. And while I got the car up in the air, I thought I'd show you the new rubber bushings for your sway bar setup, the new hardware there. This is the backing plates that I reconditioned and repainted. The new front brake hoses, new wheel cylinders. See all that? There's new drums in there. Same thing, that's the front. Same thing over here. This is the right front. The backing plates have been removed, all cleaned out. New wheel cylinders, brake hoses. Back here, same thing back here. The axles were pulled out, backing plates clean, reconditioned. All the brake fluid and grime and gunk was cleaned off of the inside. We got new drums, we got new wheel cylinders, so it won't leak anymore. We got the new rear shocks, and bushings are all in good shape on both sides here. Now up here, something I was looking at this morning while I was, we have a new transmission pan gasket. That's all been cleaned and resealed up. After I got the speedo cable cleaned off, and right there, keep an eye on that one, see if it's going to leak anymore. But I noticed over here when I was doing this, I saw a drip after running the car right from here. This is the shifter shaft seal. You can see that right there. I'm just going to get a better angle on it for you. This is your shift shaft selector right here. And the shaft goes in the transmission. Right there's a seal right there. And I saw a drip of fluid coming right after I ran it for a little while. So we need to keep an eye on that. This is the new oil filter and the oil filter adapter plate. So we don't have to use the canister style filter anymore. That's all been redone. And up here, this is our training fluid dipstick right here. And pick the light on right. Just take a look. This thing here, I can just pop that thing in and out, and it's not sealing real good right there. The reason why is because if you look up there, see the camera up on it, look right there, there's a bracket that's supposed to be attached to that transmission dipstick too. It's bolted to the back of the block. Let's see if I can get some light on up there for you. Let's see with my eyes, but it makes it kind of tough with the phone here. Right up there, up here, I don't know if you can see that or not, there's a bracket. I'm just trying to get a better angle on it for you. There's a bracket that, well, you can kind of see right there. There you go. That's the best thing I can show it to you. There's a bracket right there that's supposed to be welded to that tube. That bracket holds a dipstick in place so it can't move